All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Off Camera TV's coverage of the Sam Maxwell Customs ASRS Truck Series. We're live to you tonight from the Talladega Super Speedway. The 2.66 mile oval here will play host to the final race of round number one, the Sam Maxwell Customs 125. We got 47 laps on tap for tonight. And joining me tonight in the booth is making her return, Katie Reed. Welcome back.
Thank you. I picked the perfect race to come back on, didn't I? I'm so excited when I found out I was needed back here at Talladega. These guys put on a show for us week by week by week, but at Talladega, it's going to be 10 times better. This is going to be insane. We've got 38 trucks that took time. I know we're going to have to probably throw a few of those out the window, but for now, I mean, this is going to be a full field, and this is going to be amazing.
Yeah, we're going to see some two wide, a lot of two wide, some three wide, and two drivers go home technically after this race. We're looking at Jonathan Holstein, who is mathematically eliminated from the chase, and right now, it looks like Mitch Brown, unfortunately, will not make it out here tonight. He had to work. And unfortunately, paper is a little bit more important than pixels, so he's going to go chase that paper tonight. Jim Foose, though, not out of the cellar yet. He has still got to finish at least 24th, 23rd, around that point in order to move on. Right now, qualified 13th on the track. But the rest of the chasers, Michael Atkins Jr., Devin Sarah, Alan Young, Jason Stewart, and Brad Cross are pretty much, as long as they make a couple of laps out here, they're pretty much solidly into the next round that'll start in 2 weeks from now. So I believe we have a little bit of weather to get to. So, Katie, what's that stuff looking like?
Yeah, we just showed you guys the graphics a little bit as you guys are waiting for them to finish up qualifying. Everyone's taking their lap, so we're just waiting for them to count down the clock and get those times officially put in. But right now the weather looks like it's mostly cloudy outside, high temperatures during the day. It's 81 degrees outside and around the mid to low 90s on the track temp. Right now we've got a slight wind out of the east, 10 to 13 miles an hour. It's been going back and forth, and a decent amount of humidity, going 53%, so it's going to be pretty hot out there.
And we do have a couple of guys that failed to qualify. The 60, Brandon Boyd. The 97 of Andy Diablo, I thought for sure he was in the top 20 in points. But he will fail to race here at Talladega. And the 59 of Tyler Reed. All of those drivers are going to be packing up and going home pretty much soon after we drop the green flag here tonight.
Yeah, and Andy's in the 24th spot in points. He's relatively close, but unfortunately, close does not guarantee you a spot. And because of that, he has failed to qualify for this event, which luckily for him, he might not be involved in the big one. I think, Wes, I think we're going to have a massive wreck today. I don't know when or where it's going to happen, but I think it's bound to happen with these guys. They are way too competitive to stay off each other.
Yeah, you're gonna have a lot of guys coming from the back, a lot of fast guys. The 01, Jared Mogard, all the way back here, qualified 37th on the charts, is pretty much going to put him about 34th. Brad Cross as well. Those two look like they pretty much tanked their laps. Two started in the back to ride around for the beginning part of this race. Cross is going to roll off, I think, in the 36th position, so Mogard in 35th. Yeah, that looks to be about a couple of the normal front runners who are starting in the back tonight.
Yeah, Brad Cross very clearly tanked his lap, like you said. He absolutely wants to stay towards the back of the pack, especially at the beginning, trying to make people calm down a little bit before he tries to move up and get a decent finish tonight. He's, I'm not going to say guaranteed, because he is absolutely not. Jim Foose is about 11 points back of him at the beginning of this race, so Bradley needs to have a good finish, or at least needs to finish in front of Jim Foose here tonight. So we're going to keep a close eye on him, but it's probably a good decision on his part to stay out back and hopefully miss a couple of these wrecks.
All right, going to let these guys grid up here. Going to give you your starting lineup here in just a few short minutes or seconds, depending on which way you look at it. Pretty long pace lap, so we got plenty of time to get through this 36 driver field. And here we go, your starting lineup for tonight. Sam Maxwell Customs, 125 from Talladega. On pole tonight, the 77 of Alex Geese. And believe he stated out here that it's his first ASRS pole. So congratulations go out to the 77. The 98 Sam Maxwell going to start to his outside in row 1. Nicholas Cohan in 3rd. Jason Stewart in 4th. Then you have Michael Atkins Jr. rounding out the top 5. 41 of Tim Knott rolling in 6th. Jeremy Banning in the 15 in 7th. Dominic Lee in the 18 there. Rolling off in 8th. Jordan Harnish in 9th. And Pat Russia rounding out your top 10. Row 6 starts with Scott Smith on the inside. Michael Chobrook on the outside. Jim Foo's going to roll off in the 13th position. Alan Young in the 24 truck going to roll in 14th. Edward Bray 15th. Ty Hester in 16th. 17th goes to Jordan Ashland. Devin Sarah 18th. 19th is Tom Giannini. And Brett Matthews in the 20th spot. Pete Baskins 21st. Zach Calloway in 22nd. Jonathan Holstein 23rd. Scott Holler 24th. Corey Blevins in the 25th position. 26th goes to Trevor Brownlee. Chris Titus in 27th. 28th, Steve Buhala. Lee Staples 29th. And Kevin Mingus rounding out your top 30. Stephen Pearson 31st. Jared Haggerty 32nd. John Kennedy going to roll off in 33rd. Robbie Bass is 34th. 35th, Jared Mogart. And Brad Cross is going to round out your starting grid.
I'm looking down through this list right now, and a couple of names jump out at me, especially up front. I'm very happy to see Sam Maxwell out front having a good qualifying effort. I know that a lot of the guys that have followed this league throughout the season are going to wonder why Sam Maxwell is not in the chase, and I have to say I'm a little disappointed. I think he earned his way in. He did a great job through the season. He was very exciting to watch, Wes. I know we're personally a big fan of his, but unfortunately he's not in the chase, but that allows him to put all of that behind him and go for a win, a standalone win. So hopefully he can get something done tonight.
Yeah, hopefully he does. And he made a lot of fans as well because he actually stepped down from the chase this season. He was well into it, decided to step down because he didn't feel right winning something with his name all over it. So, big kudos out to the 98 as we're rolling into turn number 3 with the field. I know you can't really say, but any predictions here tonight, Katie? Besides the wreck?
I'm going to go for purely stats here, and I'm going to say the 57 wins it. Because that's all you can go on right now. There's just no way you can predict this, but the stats favor the 57, so I'm going to go with him. Why not?
All right, well, pace cars got the field rolling out of turn number 4. Now, this isn't like a traditional oval, in case you don't follow truck racing. The start-finish line is actually halfway down the chute into 1. Pace car is off. They got to hold this pace speed all around this trioval. Alex Geese has command of the field, waiting for that green flag to fly from the flag stand. Here we go. Green flag is in the air. We are underway here at Talladega.
I'm already a little nervous. I'm waiting for these guys to get close together. It looks like a couple of them are actually backing off back there. But either way, 77 easily going to have the lead. So the corner here pulling away. He is clear. The 57, Nicholas Cohan, he is clear as well. 44 trying to catch up to him on the bottom. He's trying to make it clear as well. 98 up on the outside. Won't quite be able to get down. He's going to stay with some help from the 1.
Yeah, Stewart pushing Maxwell there on the outside as behind him. You have a little bit of a stack up on the bottom. I believe that's the 15 and the 18. 18 is going to abandon the 15, go up to the high side. Now we have about a 3-car line on the bottom with a 4-car push coming off the top as they're working their way out of turn number 4. Here comes a charge from Maxwell.
Yeah, they are side by side, and a reminder to anyone that is not used to Talladega, the start-finish line is all the way past the tri-oval, not in the middle of the front stretch like you might see at every other racetrack. It is all the way down to the end, so these runs off of turn 4 are going to be that much more important.
Caution's out.
Caution.
Looking for it.
Yeah, 33 of Tom Giannini involved in that.
Well, I would imagine so. It's 4 wide. I don't know what was happening there. It looks like the 94 was beside, I think 4 wide on the front stretch heading into 2. Got the 64 on the bottom. Nuka-Cola, don't know who that is. I believe that might have been the 39 and the 94. And
unfortunately, I think that is purely the 39. I don't think he realizes that there's 2 cars to his outside. Moves up on the track a little bit, pinches the 94 into the 33, and away the 33 went. And what makes that even more unfortunate is that they were towards the back. They were coasting up in the 24th spot is where that happened. So really just trying to get out of each other's way, and they hit each other.
Whoever the Whataburger truck was, he got a little bit of piece of that too.
There's a 16. I think you're referring to the Hooters.
Hooters. Whataburger, Hooters, they got the same color scheme.
Yeah, something like that.
But one of them has some righteous knockers. All right, well, Sam Maxwell is out front. Alex Geese lost the top spot. But Jason Stewart up to 3rd position right now. Cohan back to 4th. And Harnish all the way up to 5th from 9th on that run on the high side. That's your top 5, as I don't believe we will be seeing many of these drivers come down pit lane this time.
Yeah, I have to say, I'm going back, watch that replay. As you guys will see them pitting here. The 98 got that lead when the caution flew by a bumper. It was so close off of turn 2 that time. It was crazy how close that was. Oh, seems like we got a little bit of unfortunately hurt feelings so far. Hearing a lot of talk over the radio.
Well,
either way, we do have a few takers.
The 1 and the 44 coming down pit lane, going to be until you get behind Lee Staples there in the 25th position before any other takers to pit lane. Definitely the 33. The 5 is in the 94, the 16, the 89, the 04, the 3, and the 30. So a lot of guys staying out. Might be a good strategy call because we don't know exactly how much fuel these guys have gotten, being somewhat teammates, that 1 and the 44, trying to make sure that Stewart does advance into the round of 6. Of course, the round of 6 will be after another week of hiatus. Next Tuesday, we are off here at Off Camber TV, but the 24th, we're going to be live for the Skieber Flobs Kettlecorn 125 at the Lucas Oil Raceway under the lights for 125 laps of short track in action. And that one's going to be a pretty interesting one to go to watch as well, because you're going from the biggest track on the circuit to a track that they don't even race anymore, but can compete with the shortest track on the circuit.
Yeah, really, that's going to be a good one. I do want to mention, I was talking to a few drivers over the radio real quick, trying to see what the strategy was for pitting that time, seeing if you could make it on fuel, and you absolutely cannot make it on fuel from here. In fact, you need to run another, probably another 15 to 17 laps before they'll actually be able to make it to the end. So still got a long way to go before we get to halfway, but they definitely can't make it. So anyone pitting now is pretty much probably just trying to go to the back and hang out for a little bit.
And I mean, really, the racing wasn't getting all that dicey up front. Just side by side, 2 by 2, marching along, trying to click off laps. Just happened so that the rear of the field ended up getting into the incident right there. There's a car still on the pits right there. I believe that's the one of Jared Mogar going to go another lap down.
Yeah, I believe he actually had internet issues. He disconnected and has had to come in twice now. So his internet, again, as we've seen really throughout the season, has just been causing him troubles. Unfortunately, he will be back and forth tonight, apparently. In the meantime, I want to catch you guys up. The 46 of Robbie Baskins, he is currently out of the race. He has decided to call it a night. He's trying to come back in. I can see that, but I'm not quite sure what's going to go on with that. Also, the 43 of Steve Bahala is also out of the race right now. They are both 3 laps down, as we have, it looks like 33 drivers on the lead lap. So the 3 that we're looking at right now that are not are going to be Robbie Baskins, Steve Bahala, and Jared Mogart.
Well, right now, there's a couple guys doing exactly what they need to do. A quick recap of our chase contenders as we are under, I believe, our 3rd pace lap of this caution. Your top chaser right now will be the 20 of Devin Serra, back in the 12th position. And he's got Alan Young in the 24 right behind him in 13th. And 14th, Jim Foose doing exactly what he needs to do in that number 42 truck to solidify his position in the next round. Holstein, unfortunately, like we said at the top of the show, going to be mathematically eliminated tonight. But he is running in 18th. Michael Atkins Jr. in 22nd. 23rd, Jason Stewart. And then Brad Cross back in 32nd. And I think I may have missed somebody, to be honest with you. I'm not sure. I don't think I did.
No, I don't think you did. We're actually missing one, is probably what you're thinking. We mentioned it before, but
Mitch.
It's worth mentioning again, is Mitch Brown. And the 48 is not in the race tonight. He had real life scenarios or obligations to go to. So unfortunately for him, he will not be able to move on to the next round of the chase. We're going to have to see what goes on here, but he's pretty much eliminated, as right now we're looking at the 98 of Sam Maxwell leading this field. I mentioned what happened with him earlier, the beginning of this chase. Hopefully we'll see what he can do tonight. Back behind him, we've got a couple of guys that have been in and out of this series, not running every single race. We'll see what they can do as well. Just trying to get wins here towards the end, trying to steal some fame from the chase drivers.
All right, we should be getting the lights off of the pace car this time around. Getting lined up 2 by 2. Hopefully we don't have a lot of these cautions here tonight, folks, because these 2.5 minute pace laps are really, really killer.
Yeah, it's almost as if they know how much damage you're going to receive at this track, so they make the pace laps super long, so you have time to repair them, to repair your trucks. But yeah, these pace laps are unbelievably long compared to, of course, Martinsville, which is unbelievably short. So it's just the way it is with these large tracks. So just something we got to deal with. But I agree. I hope we don't have too many cautions, because these guys can really put on a show here if we just get it under green.
And we're rolling off of turn number 2 onto the backstretch. Just to give you a quick recap on Sam Maxwell's year so far. He did pull off the win earlier at Bristol back in August. But let's see, 18 starts, 11 top 5s, 12 top 10s. Definitely would have been one of the favorites, if not the favorite, to take the championship this year. But you know, had a great year.
Not a big winner. Not a big winner, but he was there. He was there fighting for the wins, always finishing in the top 5, top 10. He's Mr. Consistent in this league. And yeah, it would have been really exciting to see him. But again, he stepped down for the league. Very grateful for him doing that. And of course, he can still go for wins. Wins still count for him. So I believe that's what he's going to put all of his energy towards.
He's got a lot of hungry competitors behind him. Pace car's got him rolling off at turn number 4. He's going to have the 77 of Alex Geese to his outside. Right behind him, the 57, Nicholas Cohan. And Jordan Harnish outside of row number 2. Going to make the swing through the trioval here. Sam Maxwell waiting on that green flag, about to throw the hammer down.
We got a massive blinker back here, the 53 on the bottom side. We're going to see if anybody gets a black flag from this.
There it is. Green flag back out into the air. I believe as long as you pass them to the outside, you do not get the black flag. But the 98's down, gone and away. Here comes Cohan on the inside of the 77, has the 2 right in tow. The 77 going to get the short end of the stick. Cohan going for the lead.
Absolutely, he's got the 2 with him. Pulling him down the backstretch here. The 98 has completely been ditched. The 18's going to have to pick him up here. Dominic Lee. Oh, massive shot to the bottom of the track, trying to just get him back up to speed. The 2 going to go to the bottom side. Yeah,
there we go. A lot of jockeying for position up front. You got the top 8 under a blanket, just about as close as you can get. The 77 all over the 57's bumper. Harnish has the advantage coming out of turn number 4. And the 57 is definitely going to have to run with the 77 all up in the back bumper. Here goes Sam Maxwell as well in the back bumper of the 2. And the high side only has 4 trucks in it. They're making a good try at it as they were dead even at the line.
That was a nice lap. You're right. They were absolutely dead even is what the stats show here. As the 57 is going to lose a little bit of draft. Trying to get caught by that 77. The 2's going to be out of it a little bit. 98's just going to catch him on the bumper, try and stay steady. The 18 gives a little bit of a wiggle. That 72 on the high side trying to make himself move up through the field here.
Yeah, and that bottom lane is about to have a lot of help from about a 4-truck string being led by the 21, Scott Smith, in 9th place right now. Got Devin Sarah up into the top 10 for the first time tonight. And then behind him, I'm kind of having trouble seeing the car that is, but that looks like the 05 Pat Russia. As Cohan leads that lap by 13 1/1000ths of a second.
Yeah, all these laps, don't be surprised if they're going to be extremely close, trying to use this draft to stay as close as possible to the leaders. At 57 going all the way up to the wall, trying to get himself up to the side of the 2 here. Going door to door right now at 77, trying to push that 57 through the corner. Probably not the best idea. You're going to want to pull out a little sooner than that, as he gave this 57 a little bit of a wiggle.
Yeah, what that 57 is trying to do is prevent that 2 from taking advantage of that side draft. Getting a good pull on the bottom. There goes 3 wide for the lead. Sam Maxwell on the inside, no help behind him. Gonna give Cohan the advantage and bringing Geese with him. See if they try to drop to the bottom here. Looks like the 2, with the help from the 18, going to get back clear by Sam Maxwell. Dominic Lee, though, looking to get clear as well, almost into the side of the 72 as they're beating and banging coming off of turn number 2.
Yeah, that 18 has to thank that 98. He absolutely let him in there. And look at the 77. Impressive little run to the bottom. Trying to dip down low, see if he has enough push, and he does. Wow, look at that 2. Give him such a shot to the back. Through the corner as well. A little bit of a dangerous push, but either way, the top 4 are clear of the outside line.
A lot of help just went up to the outside line to 20, into 21 up there. Hester going into 3, just about made a 3 wide. Maxwell thought about it. Cohan's going to shut the door on him. 98's going to tuck in back behind the 18, crossing the stripe to complete lap number 10 on the night. We do have a little bit of 3 wide between the 20, 05, and 42. Jim Foose up here trying to get into the top 10 for the first time tonight.
Yeah, worth mentioning Jim Foose. He is in a spot right now where he can move on to the next round, but he has to be very careful. He cannot give up too many spots here. As long as he finishes basically in the top 20, he'll be pretty clear to move on, but he's got to be careful because one wreck at Talladega can ruin your day.
And he's stuck all by himself on that high side, the absolute high side, the petty line around here, as Foose just falling back to the back of this pack, which is consisting of the top 20 cars on the track, really close to Lee Staples there in that 64. Or actually, that's Edward Brain at 66, I believe, maybe the 64. Their LA Simsport guys are moving on up here, giving their teammate a good run here, as they are all back-to-back on that high side with the 66, 70 into 64.
Yeah, it's looking good. That 42 just not quite able to hold his line right there. He's got a little bit of help from the 39 up front. Look at the 57 go 3 wide. Him and the 72 got out of line. That allowed that middle lane, that 36, the 20, 66 to move up through. Got to be careful. They are 3 wide, 2 deep.
Yeah, this is getting really antsy right now. A little bit more of some shucking and jiving. That 64 needs to be careful there. He just about sideswiped the 57 as Cohan's going to go from Cohan, excuse me, is going to go from about the 4th position back to 16th. Like that. Here comes the 39 on the inside of the 64, 3 wide, and very tight coming off of turn number 2.
Yeah, they got to be careful. Lee Staples trying to push down on it, just get into the middle lane there. Oh, that was close. Up front, I think we have a little bit of shuffling going around up there. The 2 trying to go to the high side. Oh, no, out back.
39.
Gotta be careful.
Good for Dale. He's going.
Wow, look at the 18. Dominic Lee up front, going up to the high side, getting in front of that 2 truck. And that 2 is a great pusher. What's funny is that 2 can't really hold his own out front. Man, can he push a truck up there?
Oh, here comes Hester to look to the outside of the 2. Just about got into the right rear quarter panel right there. Dominic Lee for Knockback Motorsports out front right now, going to lead that lap, pick up a bonus point, even though it really doesn't matter for him right now. But Ty Hester, that 36, second truck on the outside lane, he is looking to take this lead over any way he can. There goes Devin Sarah, left out to dry. I think he knows something that we don't know.
Yeah, I want to mention while you were talking about Ty Hester, I think the person that lives by rubbing his racing more than anyone else is that 36 truck. So he will not be afraid to push that 2 up to the front, and that's exactly what he's trying to do, trying to give him a little bit of a push across the line. This is going to be close. Ooh, who's going to get it? By a hair.
Yeah. And I mean, for the amount of trucks that are up there, Hester, very wide. Evan Bray cut in the middle here.
Evan Bray, he went a little too high for that. Looks like the 2 doesn't want to let the 36 go by himself. 2's going to go with him. We've got 3 wide right now. 77 going to the high side. Get around that 18. A little push from the 66. Can't quite get clear, though. 98 on the bottom, trying to get the 18. Another push. 36 is in line. The 2 letting the 36 kind of let the 2 go there, even though he had help. Interesting. Remember that for later.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of things these drivers are thinking about. Yeah, that 39's got a 3 wide up front.
This 39 does not care. This is the 3rd time he has done this tonight. Forcing his way to make it 3 wide. He's going to kick that 66 out of the high side. Luckily behind the 66, he's got a familiar face behind him. That's 70 and Jonathan Holstein, who has mathematically been eliminated from the chase, but either way, he's going to try and get the best finish he can right now.
I don't think the 39 got the memo that they were just trying to click off laps here, because he almost did it again.
He's getting into him in the corner, and that is not going to help him. I don't know if he has been told that if you get involved in a wreck, your truck is probably not going to win. And I don't think he understands that right now.
I don't know. I think he understands a little bit more than what we're putting on right now, but he's all over the back bumper of Geese right now. Right now in 3rd position, leading that top lane. Only about 7 cars on that top side. Everybody else is running that bottom. The end of that train is the 42 of Jim Foos back there in the 18th position.
Yeah, I just want to give a quick highlight as these guys are 2 wide up front. Back here, starting with the 15 of Jeremy Banning, we've got a line of a couple trucks here. Involved in that line is 2 chase drivers, the 1 of Jason Stewart and the 44 of Michael Adkins Jr. Just want to give you guys an update on them. They're riding out back, trying to keep it clean.
And looks like Chobrook and Cohan, they're doing the same thing, but catching up to the back of this pack as we're coming across to complete lap 17. Like we said, there's 47 laps on tap, so 30 to go that time by, and we should be seeing these guys come down for pits in the next couple of laps.
Yeah, I was about to just update you on that. Worth mentioning, they can go about 27 laps on fuel, so right now they're pretty good on fuel, but they're not going to be able to make it to the end from here. No one can make it to the end from here. Very important thing to remember. If a caution were to come out now, they could probably make it to the end from there, but they're still going to have to go a few laps before they'll get in that window if it continues to go green.
you got the top 20 within 2 seconds of each other, and two lines that are becoming less and less organized by the minute. Then 21st is 5.5 back, being led by the 15, Jeremy Banning. And then you have another group back here with the 0430, the 01, got the 46-3 and the 89. A little bit mix of Baskin Vaughn's Motorsport and Maxed Out Motorsport. They're back here just about over 11 seconds back from the lead. That's basically where everybody is.
Speaking of the lead, 77 gets a good push from the 39. He gets clear, decides to dip down into the low lane, get in front of that 18 truck. Let Dominic Lee push him for a little bit around here, but that leaves the top lane open for the 39, who is living dangerously up on the high side.
Yeah, he's putting that Toyota in places where it shouldn't have went a couple of times here tonight. And he's got the 66 of Bray pushing him with his LA Supersport teammates right behind him in the 70 and the 64. Ty Hester and Jordan Harnish are on the high side as well, but they got a pretty good gap between the 64 and themselves. Another name that's been up here the whole time pretty much that we haven't really called, Zach Calloway at 45, running 13th in front of the 20, right behind the 69 of Brett Matthews, who I don't believe we've seen out here at all. Maybe once or twice, but I can't remember. So a lot of unfamiliar faces towards the front of this field, so good on them for getting a good run in here tonight.
Yeah, actually, we have seen Brett Matthews twice throughout this season, but someone we haven't is that 39 of Jared Haggerty. So going to have to keep an eye on him. He's trying to spice it up a little bit. He's got absolutely nothing to run for in terms of points, so he has no allegiance to keep that truck clean. He's going to try and go for the win and do whatever he has to do. But a couple of names that jump out to me we haven't mentioned is the 41 of Tim Knott, the 41 right there in front of the 21. Scott Smith, those two guys trying to keep it clean, get a decent finish here tonight. Tim Knott's been having a consistent average run throughout this season. Hasn't quite been able to get the finishes he wants, but hopefully tonight he'll pull through on that. Up at the front, it looks like the 18's trying to get clear a little bit. It's just not going to get the push.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. I know that Lee there in at 18, he was waiting to get to the outside, almost did it. Fortunately, that time, coming through the trial over there, hitting that apron is not your friend. So these guys, as bad as they want to be on that yellow line, they got to remember to not go below it as well, or else they're in for a world of hurt, and probably about 10 or 12 other trucks are going to be in that mess as well.
Yeah, I do want to mention right now we are officially into the amount of laps left as the 39 gets clear and takes that lead. 26 laps to go, coming to 25, which means they are in fuel mileage range of the end of the race. So start to see a couple of guys come down if they want to pit during the green here. This track is pretty long, so you probably won't lose a lap if you pit in this top group. But if you're someone out back like the 30 of Brad Cross, who's already 13 seconds behind, you might be in danger of losing a lap if you pit on the green.
And another thing you gotta remember is you got to have somebody come down with you, because a single truck compared to the pack is like you getting stuck behind a station wagon on the interstate going 50 and the speed limit 75. It's no bueno.
Yeah, well, luckily for him, he's got a couple of drivers in this race, a couple of his teammates, specifically the 25 of Chris Titus is running right now, as well as the 89 of John Kennedy. They're sticking right with him, so he could have a little bit of help. The 01 of Jared Mogart is also his teammate sticking with him as well. So he's got a few people to help him if he wants to come down into the pits.
And Haggerty actually led the last couple of laps while we were breaking down a little bit of the pit strategy here. Finally out front, got the 77 pushing him. Dominic Lee has transferred himself out to the outside line. Sam Maxwell tucked in third on the inside, and Edward Bray still second, putting together a good pushing performance. Definitely going to want to have him to your rear bumper towards the end of this race. Proved himself pretty stout as a pusher.
Yeah, and I do want to mention, I know we've talked a little bit about pits, and we probably could get little much, but
Here we
a
go.
couple of things to clear up. The 39 is the only driver out of the top 20 that has pitted. It doesn't mean he can make it to the end. He absolutely cannot, but he can go a few more laps than these guys can up front. Oh,
Well,
got a little bit of a mix-up back here. The 57, 72, and 42 all into the pits here. As our first chase contender brings it in, Jim Foose. See what he can do, how quickly he can get out.
It looks like fuel only.
Oh, got a mix-up at the front. Wow, 39 way out of it. Got passed by the 18 of Dominic Lee up top with help from the 66 of Edward Bray. They're coming into turn 3 right now. Looking back, Jim Foose is already getting up to speed or into turn 1, I should say. He's got to hurry up. He's going to try and get the back bumper of that 72 and draft them.
Just waiting on a couple of these trucks to start making that making their way to the pit lane. Already two contenders for the win in Cohan and Chobrook came in with Jim Foose following in tow.
Yeah, they can go, leaders up front that haven't pitted, they can go about 2 to 4 more laps if the count is correct. And of course, they did have a caution, so take that into consideration. But 2 to 4 more laps, and they will have
Ooh,
to
two's in the
pit.
wall. Jordan Harnish in the wall. Seems like the 18 is thinking about coming into the pit. Yep, we're pitting. Leader into pit lane. Dominic Lee bring the 77, the 36.
Ooh, look at the 36.
Oh, they reckon on pit road the 77, the 36.
Can the 77 get back on pit lane without causing a caution here? This could really mess up a couple of chasers. He does. No caution.
Yeah, the 2
Bunch
is
of guys
on.
coming in.
2 is on. The 20's on. Looks like I don't know who that is. Looks like fuel only. Jeremy Banning's in, and Chris Titus is in as well. Chris Titus pretty much looks like the only one taking fuel. The 20 coming out in front of the 18 this time around. They are teammates. That could be a plan.
Got some leaders pitting here. Be careful. Leaders up front are coming into the pits. Let's see if they can make it in cleanly.
Yeah, 66, 70, 64 to 39.
Oh, careful, 98. Oh, just saves it. Oh, that was beautiful. Nicely done
Perfect.
by our leaders here. Very well done. It was a huge pack. 70 coming in, 64, 41, 45, 21, 24. Alan Young bringing it in. Let's
Big pack
see
behind
how
him
these
as
guys-
well.
Oh,
The 01 coming in, the 89, the 30. Brad Cross coming in, the 46, and the 04. Ooh, I'm so glad that collisions went on for that because the 64 just about took out his teammate on pit road.
you're right. Yeah, there would be a lot of damage. Oh, look, the 98 spun out. 98 spun out. Sam Maxwell's on the racetrack going backwards.
Oh, he's got to get off the racetrack right
Yeah,
now.
here we go.
No
Oh,
caution. Oh, my goodness
No
gracious.
caution. Just yet. Wait for it. No caution. He's back around. But that is going to cost him a ton of time.
Almost
Unless a
cost
caution
him.
were to come out, he can pretty much kiss his chance of winning goodbye. Unfortunately, we have 20 laps to go. Everyone's going to have to pit here. 05 is in. 69 is in.
And 3 as well. Pete Baskins back here just entering pit lane. We should see the rest of these stragglers coming in to pit. But right now, Jason Stewart out on point. Don't believe these individuals have pit yet. Well, that's practice times. Yep, they are still yet to pit. They're going to try and get a caution. They did pit on their first caution, so they can go a couple extra laps. But
Yeah, they should
Stewart-
have to bring it in the next two. Even with the
Yeah.
pit, it's going to be hard to stretch these trucks that much longer. It really is. Now, granted, they have been drafting a little bit slower than the other leaders, so they could go probably 1 or 2 more, but they just can't quite get there. They're definitely going to have to pit here quickly.
Well, the good thing about it is they were following more than they were leading. Pretty much the leader of the draft train is the one who has the worst fuel mileage out of the rest of the drivers. So that 1 in 44, they're trying to just stretch it out, see if a caution comes out. They've only got about 28 seconds.
Here we go.
On our
1 and
other
44
leaders.
announcing they are coming into the pits this time. Let's be ready for it. That 5, 16, and 75 Outback really do not want to cause any trouble for these guys. They've got to be careful. They're going to bring it in. Once they bring it in, we're going to have a new leader here out of the first pack. Oh, that 16 got to get down. One's got to slow down. One might miss it. Careful.
Nah, he's got it.
There we go. Nice job. Took it a little wide there. Scared me for a moment, but he's in.
Mingus finishing service.
Yeah, everybody coming, trying to get fuel here before the end. I believe that should make our leader the 39.
Yeah, and this
oh
is
my God, look at this pack.
three-headed monster.
3 wide, 2 deep right now. 72-57 teammates on the outside. 20-18 drafting down there in the middle.
They're coming up on a really slow 77 though. I believe the 72 and the 57 will be able to get out of the way, and they do. They tuck into the middle lane, and Alex Geese, don't know what happened to him, but very, very slow out on the racetrack as they're getting ready to catch up with these guys. Actually, the guys are coming off pit lane right now that were in the lead. So
yeah, what happened with Alex Geese, remember the 36 of Ty Hester got into him when they came into the pits. He actually spun down there in the middle of the tri-oval, and that is why the 77 is so far behind. He's actually gone down a lap now.
And here we go. 20 car going to the point here, trying to get around that 39. Devin Serra trying to get those extra points. He's going to lead here at Talladega.
Here we go. Let's see if he can pull off. He can get the lead, but unfortunately can't keep it as the 39 is just getting such a good push by that 66. And you have to wonder, is that 66, after what the 39 has done, is he going to stay with them to the end of this race? This is going to be entertaining to watch. And look at who is in the middle of this pack, the 42 of Jim Foose. Man, he has not had a great season. He made it into the chase, and he's trying to make it on points here. He is doing a hell of a job for when he is pushed to the limit. He has to have a good finish, and that is exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, unfortunately missed the cutoff for the Xfinity chase earlier, because these guys run a lot of them. 18 trying to block the 42. 42 has no help to the outside, though.
Yeah, wouldn't be the smartest choice for him.
No, he's tuck in right there. He's in prime position right now.
Ooh. Oh, 18. There you go. I think the 18 was trying to let the 20 in, but that really cost him some time. Up top, 42 with the help of the 72 and 57. Trying to get back out there to the outside of the 18. Not quite going to be able to do it.
Yeah, catching a lapper coming up here, trying to see who that is. That is the 36 Ty Hester. If anybody knows anything about this series, it's that Hester and Foose, whenever they get near each other, somebody gets loose. So,
77. Oh, 70, sorry, not 77.
Almost. Yes, Sarah and Lee are going to clear. Isn't that a cheesecake? Sarah and Lee?
Oh my goodness. We're going to keep you to racing there, Wes. Look at that 70. Nice catch by him. And I want to get you guys caught up on what this lead pack looks like. Right now, we have 12 drivers. And now after that incident that happened, 11 drivers in this lead pack going for the win here, unless we have a caution. This is your final pack for the end.
Jim Foose going to the lead here, getting the push from the 72 at Tobrook, and just about clearing Devin Serra already. I think he's got him clear, trying to bring the 72 with him. He's going to lead here at Talladega, and I honestly didn't expect to see him up here this early, but it's a good thing that he is, because he's got a big wide open door down there to get on the bottom. Not going to do it. He wants to lead this race, take this lead over from that 20. Going to have to regroup with that outside line and try again. Got 5 trucks on the outside, 6 trucks on the inside.
What a crazy push from that 72. That 18 trying to move up a little bit, trying to stop that momentum, is not going to be able to do it. That high line really needs to close up right now. It looks like that 42 is just trying to keep it clean. 39 forcing his way through.
Yeah.
Push these guys up the track. Wow, playing a little dirty. purposely pushing the guys up there. Interesting. I don't know why that's a good thing for him, but either way, 3 wide, 42, 66.
I don't know about that move from the 39. 39 though, it does have that little lane, and the 42 is behind him right now.
They're coming up on a lap car, the 3 of Pete Baskins.
Yeah.
Up in the high side.
Oh, and look at that. Old Hester's helping Holstein get back up to the pack. They are flying like a bat, dude.
A bat out of hell, you are right.
Wow.
And this is the moment when you heart kind of hurts for the 70 of Jonathan Holstein, who has been will officially be eliminated from the chase here as soon as this race is finished. But man, he really knows how to race and put on a show.
I mean, really, the furthest back a chaser is 20th right now in Brad Cross. So all of the chasers having a decent night. What happened? Where did the 44 end up? He ended up in front of Stewart. So the only thing that they can hope for back here with the 44 from 13th on back is hopefully there is a yellow handkerchief that flies, because I do hear somebody around on the front stretch trying to get to you.
Oh, 94. 94, Kevin Mingus. He's around. No caution.
And no caution. And as the 20 leads this lead pack out of turn number 4, he's going to come through the tri-oval. Sam Maxwell on the pits. But as soon as that 20 takes the stripe, there's going to be 10 laps to go. And everything is going to be ramped up to 11 here. You think it's been crazy so far? This is going to be nuts.
Even more exciting. Again, want to give you guys a good picture of what's going on around the racetrack. Right now, we have a pack of 12 as our leaders, pulling away from a pack of 4 back here, 13th through 16th right now. That has 2 of our chasers out of the 4. They're trying to save some points right now, trying to avoid any crashes that might happen. Back behind them, you got another pack. With Bradley Cross, the only chaser in that pack. He's pulling a couple of drivers with him, 2 of his teammates trying to help him to draft as well. But that's pretty much it. And you've got 2 lone drivers out back just coasting on the lead lap. And that is what the track looks like. But we're going to focus mainly on this lead pack up here.
Yeah, because there's going to be a lot of jockeying for position at 39. I mean, he started 32nd on the field and all the way up to 2nd. I mean, he was pretty much up here before halfway, not even halfway through that first run, and making aggressive moves, but keeping it clean, not getting into anybody. So that 39 definitely putting on a good show for us here tonight. The truck behind him, though, Jim Foose, he's got to hope that that truck makes it in one piece, because right now, if he cannot make that final lap and it stays how it is, that's going to put him right on the edge of whether or not he can make it or not to the next round. So basically, he's treating this as a must-win, as that 18 and that 20 are getting a little bit more squarelier by the lap on the bottom. Not exactly where you want to push there. Dominic Lee, he's got to be running hot, as 39 is getting split here. The 42 to the outside, the 72, 57, all going to follow him. 39.
Watch this high lane, guys. They're coming up on a lap down driver. 94, Kevin Mingus. Watch them. They got to stay too wide.
Well, Holstein's in that 3rd lane. Don't know how this is going to work out. The 39 is not going to back out. The 70 is not going to back out.
They can get down to 4 wide, but they've got to make it close. Got to get it close. Get down there, 70. Oh, just backs out of it. Sneaks down below the 39. They're all clear of him. Up front, that 42 still pressing. That 20 trying to get that win here. Wouldn't this be a interesting track to get his win, move him on to the next round?
But, I mean, you got to think about the 20, though. The 20, he has finished 2nd, I think, at least 5 times here on this season. 1, 2, I mean, we got Chicagoland, Eldora, Gateway. I mean, and Richmond earlier this year. So 4 times he's finished 2nd. He wants to get this win. That's one thing that he wants more than anything right now is that checkered flag here at the end of the night. Complete lap 41, starting lap 42. We got, should be 6 to go.
Yes, 6 laps to go. And Wes, we're getting down to that time where the next flag would end it. Got to be careful here. Unfortunately, that eliminates more than half the field. Will not be able to contend for this win, and we're getting down to the point where only the first few lanes will be able to compete. Oh, look at the 39 squeeze in there. Oh, almost causing a caution.
Almost.
Oh, 42's out of it. Save it.
He's got it.
There we go. Nice job, Jim Foose. And that's even more important because he doesn't need to win tonight. He can make it if he just stays in this pack. And look at the 21, willing to give him some help and keep him.
Oh, the 18 up front, though. He was on that apron. There goes the 72 by the 20. Can the 57 follow in tow? Cohan wants to keep up with him. And if we get a yellow flag, it is over. But Jim Foose is still back there in the back of pack, still has a chance to catch back up because we still have a lot of racing left. 5 to go with Sarah on the inside, Chobrook on the outside. This is going to come down to the last lap. It's a 39, almost into the 57. He's got him. There it is.
They're going to go back up.
Caution is out. I think Sarah's got it.
I think he will. Let's continue. We got to get official. We've seen this before where someone has had the lead and they didn't get it when the caution came out. Let's be careful. Let's be careful with what we say right now. I think he's got it. I don't know. I want to say he doesn't. That way he will because of what's happened.
He's got it.
But this is insane.
He's got it. Winner tonight, Devin Sarah, the number 20 Speed Coach Chevrolet. Gonna finally get that
get that first win.
Elusive
win.
Finally.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's great. Jim Foose was trying to get his first one as well. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but he held on for a top 10, and that's extremely important. That's exactly what he needed to do. And look at Bradley Cross. He gained enough spots at the end of this race. He finished up in 17th. So Jim Foose, if my calculations are correct, did not pass the 30 in points, but will pass, I believe, the 48 of Mitch Brown because he did not attempt to run this race tonight.
And it was just, I don't exactly know. I mean, 39's been pulling a move off all night. I forgot that he did end up causing that first caution and caused the last caution of the race. Not a lot of happy campers down here as we are pacing. Gonna finish this race under caution. The field just caught up with him this lap, so that is going to do it. But advancing to the round of 6 is going to be Michael Atkins Jr., Devin Sarah, and actually that could be switched because there were only 11 points separating them, and Atkins finished in 13th. But the points should reset, and the win should be bonus points, so they should be tied at the top of the table. Alan Young, Jason Stewart, Brad Cross, and Jim Foose, by the skin of his teeth, going to take the last race to do it, but he is going to lock himself into the round of 6. Starting in 2 weeks.
Yeah, that was way too close. That was insane of a finish. The 20, I bet he is finally happy he has gotten that relief of winning a race, and he didn't need to. I think it's worth saying he didn't. This is the one race he did not need to win at all. He just needed to stay clean and move on to the next round of the chase. Well, he did more than that by winning this race, and it was close at the end there. It was very close. It's worth mentioning how close it was with what happened, but incredible race there.
I do have to say that I was listening into to his communications, and I actually came across and I asked him like 3 or 4 times. I was like, "Did you win? Did you win? Did you get it? Did you get it?" And then all you heard is, like, oh my God. I was like, okay, I'm gonna come back to the booth.
Yeah, and it's worth mentioning the reason for that wreck. Going back here, the 57 was turned into the 18 by the 39. The 39 trying to push it 3 wide is what initially started that. He was down in there. To be fair, he had gone 3 wide. He had the opening. He put his truck there. 57 came down thinking he was clear, crossed the 39's hood, and that was all she wrote. The reason why that's important is because the 59 was the one pushing the 72. With the 57 wrecking, sorry, the 57, not 59, with the 57 wrecking, the 72 no longer had any help, and away the 20 went on the bottom, getting a little bit of draft he had from that 18. Very well done.
Yeah, both
Great
of them losing their drafting partners in one fell swoop.
Yeah.
But I mean, good races from a lot of people. I mean, shoot, coming back here, looking at it, Edward Bray is going to get his first top 5 finish of the season in that 66. So good on him. Holstein going to come home as 7th, and Staples a good 5, 6, and 7 from actually 8, because Alan Young's a part of LA Sim Sport as well. They take up 5 through 8 there. Foo's going to come home in 9th. Scott Smith with a good run in 10th. And after pitting on that first caution, Atkins Jr. and Jason Stewart back in 13th and 14th respectively. So good runs by them. Let me see if I can find the info on Pat here. I know Pat's been out here a couple of races.
Yeah, he's been out here 3 races so far. His top finish has been 7th. He finished 7th at Pocono and has gotten a top 15 over at Las Vegas, but he's had some decent races so far. Easily going to be his top finish though tonight.
I'm going to come by this time as the pace cars got him going through the backstretch. Come by for the white flag next time. You know, all in all, that was a pretty clean race. I mean, caution early.
Caution late, yeah.
Caution late. And a green flag pit stop. Can't ask for anything better than that with Talladega, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and if my stats are correct here, we stopped at exactly 20 lead changes on tonight. 2 cautions, with by the end of this, it'll be 9 laps. So a decent run here. 9 laps out of the 47 were cautioned. That's a great race. These guys put on a really good race here. And it's great to see Devin get his win. I know he has been begging for it, and he's been putting in the finishes, man. It's not for a lack of trying that he has not won yet. It has just been a lot of bad luck and a lot of mistimed cautions for him. Honestly, he's been on the other side of this before, so he knows exactly how the 72 feels right now.
I mean, really only, besides Daytona, he's only had 3 finishes outside of the top 20. Right at 6 outside of the top 15. 8 top 5s on the year, 11 top 10s, and finished second 4 times during the season.
Only a few.
Yeah.
Only a few. Yeah, unfortunate that he hadn't got as many wins as he should have. Again, not for a lack of trying, but easily getting the win here tonight. Able to stay out front. And a lot of drivers out back really just waiting for a caution to come at the end there, try and get caught up. But a lot of drivers outside of the top 12 just had no chance after green flag pit stops.
Yeah, that is the unfortunate thing about green flags here. I mean, we went from a pack of 20 down to a pack of 12 rather quickly after the pit stops. So it just spread the field out to the point where just had your 3 packs, and you know everybody wanted to be in a pack. You saw the guys who wanted to run out in the back with the maxed out guys, with the 01. And his teammates, the 89 and others. And then you had the guys that wanted to run up front, decided to run in the middle to see if they could miss what was going to happen up front. And I'm honestly surprised that last caution wasn't bigger than what it was. I think if everybody was grouped up, it would have been a ton of trucks damaged in that last wreck.
No, you're absolutely right. And because, luckily for them, they were separated. The top 12 was. The 57 and the 18, both involved in that incident, will come home 11th and 12th. So still, even involved in the wreck at the end, had a good showing tonight.
Well, this is going to be an exciting interview, I can tell you that. Our producers told him to be a little bit more calm than normal. Be professional about it. But coming out of the tri-oval under the command of the pace car from the heartbreaking Kansas, sitting on a pole, getting wrecked on the pace lap, pulling out of pit road, to now here at Talladega, Devin Serra is your winner here for the Sam Maxwell Customs 125.
And he breaks down out of the tri-oval, and his race is He's a little excited over the mic. Everyone's super happy for him. Oh, look, they're going to put him in a sandwich.
There it is.
That's great. Oh.
Oh, what?
A little bit of bad blood between 39 and 57.
Yeah,
Everyone giving him a little congratulations. They know he earned it. Oh.
There goes Foose.
Foose, give him a hug, man, not a punch.
The Foose is loose.
Oh, the 57 went and wrecked the 39.
Oh, that's going to be a post-race penalty right there.
Oh, all chaos is broken out. Yeah, it looks like the 57 went to just give him a bump, but actually because they were in the middle of the corner, turned him up to the high side. The 57's excuse for it was the 57 was texting. That's a little unfortunate. You normally don't text in the end of a race there, but
I thought phones were banned from all of these cars during the race.
You would think that, yeah. Someone pulled up Brad Keselowski, brought his phone with him. This ending has been all kinds of drama.
I know.
Oh man, well, I'm sure we'll be able to hear out for the from the 57, see what was going on in that truck. Either way, you cannot take away from the 20's win tonight. It was impressive.
I believe that's his teammate back there in the 18. You're going to watch him burn it down. I believe that's first win for Knockback Motorsports. Unfortunately, Dominic Lee is going to be moving on to another team. I forget which one, but a little bit of silly season for you. There he goes. Can he burn it out right? It doesn't even look like he knows to burn out. Here we go.
Yeah, right now the 18 looks like he's listed as forward bite, but we'll have to check with him and see what team he officially moves to. But either way, celebrating tonight. 18, although brought out that caution, not of his doing, the 20 gets the win.
All right, going to get your unofficial results here in just a second, then hop on over into these interviews.
We're going to wait for a couple of drivers to jump in, get some results in.
All right, Devin Serra, number 20, Speed Coast Chevrolet, is going to take that truck to victory lane here tonight. Your winner, the 72 of Michael Chobrook, going to be on the first loser side of that in P2. Jared Haggerty going to come home in third. Whoa, I just had a stroke or something. Pat Rush in fourth, Edward Bray fifth. Jonathan Holstein in the sixth position. Seventh went to Lee Staples. Alan Young in eighth. Ninth, Jim Foose and Scott Smith rounding out your top 10. Nicholas Cohan in the 11th spot. 12th went to Dominic Lee. Michael Atkins Jr. in 13th. 14th, Jason Stewart. That Callaway in 15th. Tim Knott, 16th. 17th to Brad Cross. 18th to John Kennedy. Then you have Chris Titus in 19th. And Jeremy Banning in the 20th position. 21st, Scott Holler, Jordan Ashland in 22nd. And 23rd, last car on the lead lap, Ty Hester. We have Alex Geese in 24th, Tom Giannini 25th. 26th goes to Trevor Brownlee. Kevin Mingus in the 27th position. Jared Mogar 28th, 29th. Stephen Pierce and Pete Baskins in 30th. 31st, Robbie Baskins, Sam Maxwell 32nd, 33rd, Jordan Harness, Brett Matthews 34th, Corey Blevins 35th, and 36th, Steve Buhala. I really don't think that a couple of these guys actually have our team speak, so um, not exactly sure how we're going to do this. Really, he's the only one in here, and we don't have anybody else in the team speak. So I
Yeah,
reckon.
it looks like unfortunately we won't get third and second in. I think they're cooling down after the race. It was a little exciting, especially since third place kind of got turned there at the end because of I believe texting and driving. We'll go with that. We'll go with that
Yeah,
excuse for now. But until
he
then, until
declined
we
the
get
interview.
clarification, we're gonna go ahead and pull in our race winner, the 20 of Devin. Sarah, hey Devin, you got us.
Heck yeah, I got you. Let's go. Yes. Finally.
I
Yes.
I think you're a little excited. Look, man, we've been following you all season. We know what you've been through. We've seen the bridesmaids finish. We know exactly what was going through your mind. You've been on the other side of being out front when a caution comes out to end a race. You know what it's like. But tonight you finally get that win. What have you got to say, man? We'll just let you go.
I mean, guys, I'm speechless right now. Like, I really don't know what to say. I mean, all year long we've been not struggling. We made the chase, but man, it's just felt like all year long I've been the one guy. There's always been someone better than me to fight for, and it's oh my! I promised Tony I wouldn't cry right here, but I mean, but man, all year 4 times we've been the bridesmaid, 6 times total in this series, and I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm lost for words right now. This is completely mind-blowing. I want to thank everybody who helped me along this journey. I want to thank Dominic Lee especially. I want to thank Jason Stewart, Mitch Brown, Michael Atkins, Pete Baskins, Robbie, Jim Foos, Alan Young, everybody. You saw how many cars were coming up next to me, and that's a sign of respect. And man, it's just it's so amazing that it comes down to something like this. And at this type of track, I knew it was gonna take a lot of teamwork. And I give all my blessings to Dominic Lee. That guy helped me all the way through that. And oh man, it was really close because I had about a quarter panel on Krobach there at the end. I was just full throttle, like, come on, please wreck, please wreck. They finally did. I just screamed yes. Oh man, what a feeling.
Yeah, well, we we hear you, man. We do. I mean that last pass, you had just enough of a push from the 18 before the 18 was caught in that wreck to get you past that 72. I really think that was, the last bit of energy you needed to get out front and capture that win, and it was impressive. And again, congratulations to you. I know you kind of went down the list, but do you have anyone else you want to thank or give a shout out to?
I want to thank all my sponsors, Speedco, Haviline, Off Camera TV, you guys. I mean, Sam Maxwell Customs, just everybody involved, and great clips, Hunt Brothers Pizza. And like I said, guys, I mean, all year long it's been a struggle. It's all year. It's felt like I've been so close and so like destined to win just one, and it finally happened. So I'm speechless. Thank you guys. Yes.
All right, well, congratulations, bud. Good to see you win one there, and we're gonna go ahead and let you celebrate. And congratulations on moving on as well to the round of 6. So we'll see you in 2 weeks' time at Lucas Oil, bud.
All right. Thank you, Wes. Have a good night. Have a good night, Katie. Have a good night, Tony. Yes. Good night, everybody.
He's super excited, and I'd love to give him the last word, but luckily we did get one more top 3 finisher in. Our second place finisher, we're going to give him a very quick word here. Going to pull him in. It's the 72 of Michael Krobach, making his way to second place at the end there, having his pushing partner, get wrecked at the end as well. Michael, how'd you get it done?
Yeah, Katie, we had a good strategy hatched out. My teammate Nick Cohan and I were going to work together all race, and we're going to try to help Jim Foose a little bit. I know he needed to make the playoffs in advance, and we kind of rode in the back most of the race there in our number 7 HPP simulation Toyota Tundra. And then when the caution came out, we short pitted a little bit and got some good track position and rode it out. And we had a strong power move there up on the top with a couple laps left. But unfortunately, the caution came out and we lost by a couple inches.
Yeah, we noticed that we were watching it closely, man. That 39, he's been super aggressive all evening. He really wanted that win, and I think the 57 wasn't expecting him to put himself there. I think that's really what caught you guys off guard. But either way, you were able to stay out front. Just weren't quite able. I think it was because you might have lost Nick first in the draft. Compared to the 18, giving Devin a little bit of push at the end there. But, man, it was close, and you guys were putting on a show out there, you and Nick both.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping. Me and Jim and Nick were talking about what we would do at the end there, whether we'd stay up top or go to the bottom. And Jim really wanted to go to the bottom, and I thought maybe if the two of us could get clear and go to the bottom, we could block the bottom, and Nick could hold the top, and we'd fight it out between us. But Jim went down a little bit early, and he got knocked around, had a hell of a save, and kept his 9th place finish. So I'm stoked for him. But just ran out of laps, and caution came out. But what can you do? I'll take second.
Oh, absolutely. And, again, congratulations on that second place finish. Do you have anyone you want to thank or give a shout-out to before you head out?
Yeah, absolutely. Got to thank HPP Simulation, Clipping That Apex, Amazon by Adam Blattle, Canadian Mini Indy, Ready to Frag, Outliers Mining Solutions, and Host Venom for sponsoring our team, and all the Pedal Motorsports guys for sticking with us all year, and we'll get them at Lucas Oil next week. It's one of our best tracks.
Fantastic, man. Well, we'll see you there. Take a deep breath here and relax. Congratulations on your second place finish, man. Big congrats. We love watching you guys race, and you definitely put on a show. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Katie.
Absolutely. And again, that was the 72 of Michael Krobach. Unfortunately, we will not be able to get our third place finisher in here. That was the 39 of Jared Haggerty. If I have to say a few words for him, it's that I think he's replaced Ty Hester in terms of probably most aggressive in this league. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, he wants it. He wanted it. He worked his way up from starting in the field 32nd. So he passed quite a bit of trucks there. He had it going for him there at the end, involved in that incident, able to bring it home third.
Yeah, definitely. A very fun race. Unfortunately, we're not going to get to the top 6 advancing here tonight. Maybe we can do something with them before the race next in 2 weeks' time. But very, very exciting race. Looking forward to 2 weeks from now at Lucas Oil. Right now, I have a buddy I got to go watch try to win the Peak Antifreeze series. So for myself, Katie, Reed, and Tony Knuckles on the 1s and 2s, we are TV, and we are out. Thanks for watching.